Hello and welcome back to day 10 of 12 days of anime. Unfortunately, this is going to be my final installment of 12 days of anime this year, even though I'm supposed to be doing it for 2 more days, because honestly, I have no time, and Christmas is literally tomorrow, so, well, Christmas Eve is tomorrow, and in Sweden we kind of celebrate it on the 24th, so I am going to wrap this up with day 10. Anyway, with that said, I'm sure you don't want to hear me fucking rant about my daily life, so let's talk about manga of the year. Spy X Family, or Spy Family, it's a manga you've definitely heard about if you're reading manga. Like, there's no way you haven't heard about this manga. It came out this year on a bi-weekly release, and it is without question the best manga to come out in 2019. Like, I don't care what your argument is for any other series, you're wrong. Spy Family wins manga of the year because, well, it's a great manga, dude. It's just a fantastic comedy series, but on top of the comedy there is an actual narrative going on. Like, it's not just pure comedy for the sake of making you laugh, although it definitely succeeds in making you laugh every single chapter. So you tell me, is it not a successful series if it is accomplishing to do that, comedy being its main genre, but is also telling a story that you can actually follow without being distracted by the comedy? Like, in terms of writing, it succeeds phenomenally at what it's trying to do, and that's something that I really found fascinating about Spy Family, is that you have this family of 3 people. They all have like these secrets about them. One is an esper, one is a spy, and the last one is an assassin, and none of them know each other's secret. Like, they're all keeping it to themselves, but you have like this really interesting interaction between them where you, as the manga reader who know that they are what they are, make these connections that the characters don't make because they don't know these secrets, but you do. Like, obviously Anya being like this esper, she can read people's minds, right? I mean, that is something that the others don't know. You do. So you make these connections even if someone is having like an inner monologue with themselves. That is when this series really peaks, because it makes it so that Anya can actually listen in on their inner monologue. Now, that is something you never see in a series, and that is something that it just struck me as amazing. Like, how Tatsuya Endo is able to portray that in such a magnificent way, because you had this one chapter when they were playing dodgeball, and this one guy, he is having this inner monologue on how he's going to proceed to win this match, and Anya just listens to that inner monologue and is able to respond based on what he's thinking, right? Which is, in a normal case, it's just normal mind reading, which it technically is, but the way he's thinking, it is portrays it as an inner monologue, and you have this really amazing narrative going on through that, which I really liked during that one chapter. Of course, it's not something that you see literally every single chapter, but it is something that really struck me. Now, we are getting into what seems to be somewhat of a serious moment in the manga next chapter, though, I mean, it's hard to say how long that's gonna last, because it's a very episodic manga, which I really don't mind, especially given what this series is trying to do. It is just something that, you should come to expect from Spy Family, for it to be very episodic, and I think if this were to get an anime, which it probably will eventually, it is going to do really well because of that, because they can adapt that episodic nature without having to do many changes. Whereas with a series that isn't as episodic, you have to kind of figure out where to wrap things up and stuff like that. Not really a problem if a series is already on an episodic basis. And that's just another reason why Spy Family is the best manga to come out 2019. I don't care what you've been reading, this is the best one. Anyway, gonna wrap this up because, well, I just wanted to tell you why Spy Family is the best manga to come out in 2019. It is just a masterpiece. Well, given how long it's been running, it's a fucking masterpiece, and the sales back it up. So let me know what you think about Spy Family if you're reading it, and if you're not reading it, well, what are you doing here? Go read it. Anyway, be sure to Detroit smash that like button if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. This has been Chaotic Plus, and remember, Toga is waifu, Toga is laifu.